The most recent report card from the American Society of Civil Engineers gave Minnesota's bridges the grade of C and its roads a D+. Senator Scott Newman, chair of the Senate Transportation Committee, has been promoting a plan to increase the funding dedicated to road and bridge projects. He joins me in the studio. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
You're sounding the alarm that Minnesota is facing an enormous future deficit. You said $18 billion about 20 years from now in its ability to fund road and bridge projects. That seems like a big problem. Is it really that big of a problem?
Yes, it's an enormous problem. And if you think about it, break it down on an annual basis, we're talking about $900 million per year that we are falling behind at that rate. And that's just to maintain what we currently have. That doesn't account for any kind of expansion. Minnesota has to pay more attention to its transportation system. And it's not just roads and bridges, it's airports, it's ports, it is railroads, it is transit, and all of those are enormously expensive, but absolutely necessary because every single person in the state of Minnesota benefits from a good transportation infrastructure system.
Your bill, actually there's two bills moving simultaneously. You have one and Senator Jeff Howe has another, but they're very similar. Can you start us off by telling us what your bill would do?
Yeah, what my bill does, and it's really two iterations of the same idea. We take 100% of the auto parts sales tax and divert that tax, that general sales tax, into the Highway User Tax Distribution Fund, from which the money would then be distributed for roads and bridges, etc. And the bill that I am carrying diverts 100% into HUTDF, and Senator Howe's bill is a different iteration of it in that it takes, currently as written, 12% of that auto parts sales tax and diverts it into townships, or I should say dedicates it to townships, and 12% for small cities under 5,000, neither of which, small cities under 5,000 or townships, have any current source of dedicated funding.
And you are in support of Senator Howe's bill as well?
I am. I don't know exactly how it's going to look in the end, but without question I am supportive of that idea and Senator Howe's bill.
So the idea is more dedicated funds for roads and bridges, and then a portion of that for the small cities and townships. There is a notable collection of groups who are in support of these bills: labor, business, cities, construction, trades, groups that often don't agree on things like this. The bills were most recently before the tax committee, and there was no testimony against them. So what are the obstacles to these bills becoming law?
Well, we've gone through two committee hearings now, and in both committee hearings, the bill passed out unanimously. So there is beginning to be a lot of support for this idea of moving this money into the HUTDF. The opposition, or I should say the obstacles is just the way the legislative session or system works. We have to work in the Senate with the House. The House and the Senate have to work with the governor's office. And what I am trying to do is sort of thread that needle and see if I can get this bill passed through the Senate, through the House, and have the governor sign it.
When I first began working for the Senate, there was a lot of discussion about the need for dedicated funding for transportation. And at that time, the conversation focused on the gas tax. You've called the gas tax a dying star. What do you mean?
What I mean by that is the internal combustion engine is becoming more and more efficient, while at the same time electric vehicles are becoming more and more popular. And between those two, it is expected that the gas tax revenue, which represents about 1/3 of the money going into HUTDF, is going to sharply decline. And we have to figure out a way to replace that lost revenue because it's going to be absolutely needed. The other thing I would ask people to keep in mind is that whether you drive a vehicle or not in Minnesota, you benefit from a good transportation system. And under the current system, it is almost entirely supported by user fees. That's the gas tax, license tab fees, and sales tax on automobiles. So those are user fees, and folks who benefit from transportation are not really participating in paying for something that is really, really expensive.
As I understand it, if the bill becomes law, rather than having what is currently going to pay for road and bridge projects, $145 million from the auto parts sales tax, that amount will at least double. As of now, it will be more than $300 million in the next year, and then it will continue to rise over the years as prices increase and everything else. So there will be a greater amount of dedicated funding into the future, but will it be enough?
It will not be. It absolutely will not be. Go back to your first question. $18 billion shortfall over the next 20 or 30 years. $900 million per year shortfall. What we are kicking into HUTDF with this or these proposals begins at $168 million a year. It will grow some, yes, but it will not make up for what is going to be needed in the future. We will need this plus a fair amount of additional general fund money to help support our transportation system, and on average, transportation receives 0.4% of the general fund budget, 0.4%. And with that, we have to support all of the general fund needs of transportation. It simply is not enough.
Now, it makes sense to me that at this point in your legislative career, you're using this moment to call attention as a transportation chair to the problems that you see in the future, because you have announced that you are going to retire from the legislature. You first came to the House in 2003 to 2006, then to the Senate in 2010, knowing that this then is your last legislative session. Do you want this to be your legacy, and how are you thinking differently about this last session?
Well, I'm not thinking about this last session differently from what I have done in previous sessions. I am simply trying to do my job, and I'm going to work as hard as I can for the remainder of this session, and then yes, I am going to retire. I never expected this to be a career. I think elected officials should come and go. And I think new ideas and new folks moving through the legislature is a good idea. It is simply time for me to move on, that's all. And I'm really comfortable with my decision to retire. But again, I'm going to treat this session just like every other session I've ever been in.
Senator Scott Newman, I love when you come on the program. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me. Bye now.